For more on this, let's cross to Afghan journalist Bilal Sari in Kabul. Bilal, what is the latest in the fighting across the country?
Well, last night, according to the governor of Baghlan province, there were at least 100 attacks against the city of Khumri, which is the provincial capital. It's a strategic province to the north of Kabul, which is located on the Kabul-Mazar-e-Sharif highway that links Kabul to northern Afghanistan, as well as to Central Asia. We also had reports of massive Taliban attacks against the city of Mazar-e-Sharif, which is a major hub in one of the biggest cities on the border with Uzbekistan. Similarly, there were attacks in the city of Faizabad as well. So this is a large-scale, all-out Taliban effort to take over major provincial capitals. This is urban warfare, cities that are packed with hundreds and thousands of civilians, especially women and children. And what we see when a city gets attacked, the Afghan government cannot send reinforcements to every one of these cities. So for me, the Taliban has hit the panic button where it's sending a message to the Afghan government, okay, I'm going to attack 10, 12 major provincial capitals. Which one can you defend? And with each attack, the suffering and pain for the Afghan civilians is massive. Not only are civilians getting killed, but from a farmer to a businessman, everyone is losing their income, everyone is losing their lifetime investments.
And Bilal, as we see that situation continuously get worse day by day, what is the prospect for a political solution? We see that the U.S. has sent a negotiator to Doha. What might the United States or other world powers have in mind in the near future?
Well, to put it in the context, the Americans did negotiate their own exit deal with the Taliban in Doha almost 3 years ago, in which the Afghan government was never on the table. The Afghan government was forced to release 6,000 Taliban leaders and commanders, people who were caught on the battlefield, because the Americans told the Afghan government, if you do that, there would be meaningful and credible negotiations between your negotiators and the Taliban will also agree to a comprehensive and permanent ceasefire. The famous tweet by the U.S. Special Envoy Zalmay Khalilzad that nothing is agreed until everything is agreed is what the Americans, were touting at the time. But what emerged that the Taliban were not only given, international legitimacy, they were given, platforms. The Taliban felt that, okay, now we can really, defeat the Afghan government militarily, especially when Washington continued artificial timelines, with what it called the peace process. But in fact, it was never peace process. There were efforts to start a peace process, and then we saw the Taliban launching large-scale attacks against major district centers, as well as major provincial capitals, So the Taliban military leaders and commanders actually do think that they can have a military victory. And one can see that from their constant large-scale attacks against cities, like Kandahar, Lashkargah, Herat in the west, And that trend just continues to basically increase where the Taliban feel that they finally have a military victory.
Okay, Bilal Sarwari, we'll have to leave it there for now. Thank you so much for joining us from Kabul.